one. You're listening to the We Talk Nerd podcast, the podcast about gaming, movies, and everything nerd. I'm your host, Brandon.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Rob.
And it's kind of a slow week and stuff. We had the Super Bowl this weekend, so we have a lot of movie trailers and stuff to talk about. But we'll start off with Rob and see what he's been playing this week.
Sure, thanks. Yeah, it's so a little bit of a shorter week, as mentioned. I watched the entirety of the Super Bowl. It was pretty amazing. Pretty
good, really
kind
good
of a
game.
show-stopping thing all the way to the end, right?
Oh, it was.
There's some dank memes that came out too. Let's not forget.
It's not a very nerdy topic, but it was a really good football game.
I enjoyed watching it, and yeah. And it was only surpassed the next day by me watching Dr. Disrespect and his Twitch breaking return.
My
We'll talk a
goodness.
little bit more about that later, but I'm surprised I got any gaming in at all over the last week. I did get a little bit more Breath of the Wild, always a great game. I did do some more Gloomhaven, so you'll hear that as a recurring theme. Played some more Charterstone, so I'm getting my legacy games in. And probably the thing that I'm kind of returning to from taking a bit of a hiatus is Assassin's Creed Origins.
Hey.
Good
Hey
game.
yo.
Good game.
Yeah, I'm liking coming back to that.
I'd like to hear more about Gloomhaven later if we have time.
Sure. Yeah, I would love to
Just
talk about it.
Your adventures and stuff. But
Yeah,
what about you,
yeah.
Andrew? What have you been up to?
It's some Destiny because of the new update, and I love it. Still love it. Getting some new gear. I'm still hunting for that ghost shell, which in my opinion doesn't exist, but people are showing it to me, and I'm really jealous. But still hunting for that one. And then I'm playing World of Warcraft. Really, that rep grind for the new allied race is crazy, but it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it.
Yeah. Really, you're a very, very devout Destiny player, and you stick out these hard times, I have to say.
Yeah,
I feel like I would have to find stuff to do to play Destiny.
I'll talk about that later because really it's like again Deej said it before, and this may be sort of corny, but it's like if you have friends that you play with, just like any other MMO, and you enjoy playing with them, it's a good time regardless, right? So I have plenty of people to play with, and it's always a good time.
I have been solely playing WoW because, like you said, the rep grind is real.
Oh yeah.
But I'm actually almost halfway to Revered with the Lightforged army, and a little bit into Revered with the Argosian Reach. So I think about maybe another week and a half I'll be done. So it's not too bad, in my opinion.
Well, you're doing much quicker than I am. Then I don't know how you're doing that.
I started last Wednesday, and I've since last Wednesday, every single day, I have done every world quest that's popped up.
Right.
I do it in the morning, and then I also do it at night before I go to bed. I've completely finished out the storylines, and I've ran the dungeon once. So
I'm writing this down. Don't worry.
I haven't done any bonus. I'm not using any rep bonuses or anything.
Okay.
I'm playing as a race that doesn't have rep bonus, so this is all just normal stuff. I mean, I kill rares as I see them, so it's in my opinion, if you do the world quest, it's not too bad.
Okay.
You're not going to get it done in a week, but if you do it every day, it shouldn't take any longer than 3 weeks.
I'll keep at it.
Yeah. So it's not awful. As bad as some people make it out to be, it's not that bad.
I'm still having fun with it. It's not like a crazy grind. I'm still
doesn't
having
feel
fun.
forced.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like I actually kind of enjoy, running around doing these quests. Some of them have really good story lore to it.
Absolutely.
I like the little void area on Argus. Kind of gives you an insight on where the game might be going in the future.
I agree.
With
The big baddies.
the Void Lord.
Yeah.
So that's cool to look into, and I'm having a good time playing WoW. So, but let's talk about this little known streamer. I think his name's Dr. Disrespect.
Something like that, right?
Something like that.
I think so. You guys ever heard of him?
I think he's called the face of Twitch.
Yeah, well, he may have proved it on Monday. And who knows if that was actually him coming back or what it could be. But yeah, he returned and subsequently set a new record for concurrent viewers, somewhere in the range of 400,000. I think just shy of it.
Wow.
Yeah,
it was
just shy of 400.
Yeah, it was interesting to see him come back because of the kind of controversial manner in which he left in the first place.
Right.
So it was kind of like, okay, well, how's he going to be when he comes back? And I'm happy to say it's pretty much the same old Doc.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like he's stopped at all.
Well, now you got the addition of Mrs. Assassin.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen any of that.
I haven't seen that either.
Yeah, she shows up from time to time.
Alex is there. He's
Yeah,
always
Alex
there.
is there.
Yeah,
God,
okay.
honestly, Alex hasn't got fired.
He hasn't gotten fired yet, yeah. The overlays are really good that he is.
The overlays are great.
A lot of new graphics.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of. I like the Slick Daddy Club better than Champions Club.
Oh, really? Okay.
I can see why it was changed regarding situation with why he left to begin with. But
Yeah, people thought he would maybe stop saying he was the 2-time for obvious reasons.
yeah.
But no, it's still there. He's still the 2-time.
Hmm.
Now it just has added dimension.
Yeah. I mean, and if he wins Streamer of the Year again, he'll be like the double 2-time. He'll win back to back.
That is his MO, to win things back to back.
He keeps, and this is something I've been noticing, and he is the face of Twitch. Whenever he gets on, people gravitate to him, and he has a lot of just a lot of say into what games are being like played. Obviously, if he plays a game, it's going to become popular. And PUBG, he's playing, but he still like throughout the whole game. Sometimes he just doesn't like the game, and he's waiting for that new game. So he'll throw things like The Hunt out, right? Or new games out there, and people are like probably looking that up and seeing what it's about. So I'm kind of like wondering, what's the next game for him? What do you think?
I think it's going to have to be something that Twitch will embrace, because he's kind of handcuffed. As much as you say, okay, well, what he plays is popular, PUBG got popular at the same time. Right. Yeah, so he can't really, let's say he wanted to play Pokemon, people would tune out probably, because they're not looking for, you're not going to get 100,000 viewers.
Pokemon doesn't have the speed or momentum or violence.
Or maybe just enough violence, right?
just enough violence.
Just enough animal violence, yeah. I think Battle Royale is kind of the new MOBA for Twitch right now.
Yeah, and also you got to look at what he's good at too. I mean, he's a first-person shooter player. He's been doing it for a long time. He was
designed
huge
for Call of Duty.
He was with Sledgehammer Games back when they were doing, I think, the multiplayer for Call of Duty.
Yep.
So yeah, he's got the credentials for it. I think whatever it is going to be probably an FPS or maybe another battle royale. I think he may just transition more towards Fortnite. It really depends.
I don't know, but I want to throw this out there. We could see him play Red Dead Redemption 2, because this week it leaked that it'll have a battle royale mode.
Wow.
And a first-person mode.
Wow, that's pretty sick.
Yeah. So I don't know how that'll. I'm not sure all the, how everything will work with like jumping out of a plane and stuff. Because I mean, it's the the Old West. But I think it'd be pretty interesting in a game like Red Dead, is having a battle royale game mode.
Yeah, it's well suited for it. It had some nice shooting mechanics. The original one. I mean, granted, we're talking 10 years ago, but there was a lot of fun to be had in that game.
Yeah. And they said it's going to have a Grand Theft Auto Online-esque multiplayer, with you'll still have like your own home, like housing instead of apartments. You'll have campsites. So,
I mean, they've really used the success stories from their previous games into this one, and they used success stories from other games into this one. So they're really encompassing. They're trying to encompass everyone here, which is a good strategy, in my opinion.
And it'll have fishing. It'll have some kind of fishing side.
Well, you got to have fishing. What's
a
game without fishing?
I mean, if you're a new modern role-playing open-world game, if you don't have fishing, you're nothing.
I just learned that Monster Hunter World had fishing too. I was like, of course it has fishing,
Japanese games, especially popular ones, tend to have fishing, because Final Fantasy 15
has fishing. Yeah.
Yep.
And I heard that was good too.
Yeah.
So,
but I think the battle royale, whatever has a battle royale mode, would do really well. I think the game called Paladins is actually coming out with a battle royale mode.
Well, there were battle royales before PUBG and before H1Z. Well, not before H1. Like at the same time, the H1Z1 is like the culling. Like that didn't do too well. So there
No.
are ones that fall off.
It started. I think it started off as a mod for like Arma or something.
Right. Yeah. That's pretty much where a lot of that came from. There was I think it was a game just DayZ where it was
DayZ,
a lot of a lot of survivability, and you would go
It's
onto
kinda
this island, and permadeath
yeah,
was a thing. So
that had the. It was like battle royale minus the battle royale. It was kind of just
it was less
dog
battle.
game it played. Yeah. But yeah, I kind of set it up in motion to where it's kind of grown into this over this past year. That's for sure. It's a very interesting genre to watch. It's sort of like I said earlier, like a lot like a MOBA, or MOBA started off as mods for RTSs.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't play Fortnite, but I watch Fortnite, and I think it's great to watch.
Mm-hmm. They're very. It is, battle royale is it's always some kind of action going on. They're very fun to watch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, totally agree.
good on that. What's all this Destiny news you were talking about?
I like how you like transition like other games. It's great, but then you're like, what's this other Destiny 2
I don't.
stuff?
Destiny 2 just has to get plopped in there a little
Well,
bit.
I want to set up the hype. You know, it's like okay, so we got
You
Crimson
know what
Days.
needs a battle royale mode?
Yeah.
Destiny 2.
Oh my goodness.
Talk about Destiny
Brandon
2.
Does it?
needed to
Does it really?
Brandon needs to turn on his heart light.
Okay, there we go. Thanks. And that's a transition to Crimson Days. Okay, for Destiny 2. All right, and Crimson Days is basically the Valentine's Day event for Destiny, and they had it in Destiny 1. It was good because there was they did a 2v2 PvP Crucible Clash.
Oh, 2v2. Okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
2v2. So you're with
For
a
some
partner.
reason, I was thinking 1v1 there for a second. I was like, that doesn't seem romantic. You're trying to
No,
kill each
you're
other.
trying to kill each other. Yeah, 2v2, and I think they did something cool here because not only did they add a new map that they're going to introduce, but they're going to do like a different play on how 2v2 works, because when you're closer to your partner, you get your abilities faster. But if you're further apart, the opposing team can actually see you on the map. So this is gonna be cool because I mean, closer together you can battle well together, but you're probably more prone to getting nades and stuff. Either way, I think it's gonna have some interesting dynamic, and I'm excited to get in there and see. I still need a partner though. I'll figure that out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who you
this
gonna
like-
ask to the
Yeah,
dance?
I don't know. I don't invite to the dance. Sounds really okay. So either way, you got some new stuff there. You got the new map, got the new event, and there's a lot of rewards going out. And the big change here is that number one is there's no capped or limit during the event how many engrams you can get, because there was previously like a cap of engrams you can get. Now they did away with that. All right, so that's good. And then it says that during the Crimson Days, each player will receive both an illuminated engram and a crimson engram when they level up. Okay, so not only because during they decrease the amount of XP to get this, but when you level up now, you get 2 engrams, so you can maybe get those new exotic stuff that's coming out for the crimson stuff.
Yeah, I read into this a
yeah.
little bit. It seems like this is their, I don't want to call it an apology, but just kind of like a way for them to say like, okay, we know how to do this still, in terms of rewarding the players for spending the time and being dedicated to the game. I did notice that there was probably the most important thing to me, and I'll steal your thunder if you were about to talk about it, but they were using what they called like punch out mode, I guess, for where you would unlock certain items from these engrams, and you wouldn't get any duplicates until you had punched out all the other ones, meaning you had gotten through the entire checklist of items that were unique for the event, and then you would start getting duplicates.
Exactly. Yep. I was gonna touch on that, but you did.
Ooh,
You did that. You stole it, and it's awesome because that just tells you really that they could do this for other events as well, which I hope they do.
They
'Cause-
should. They should
yeah.
incorporate this in everything, because there's nothing worse than getting an exotic and it being something that you've already received 1 or 2 or 3 of before. Especially
Yeah,
when
I
there's
agree.
no better role for it. It's not like you can get some god roll or whatever.
Yeah. So that's coming out. I'm only a little disappointed because it's only a week. Because they did a lot of programming for this. They did a lot of assets and stuff, and it's only for a week. I don't know if that's good. I think it should be longer than a week.
Yeah, but
So,
it's
it's
1
not-
week for the next 10 years.
Yeah, so 2v2 is not going to be a permanent fixture.
No, you're right. It isn't.
See, I feel like I don't know. I feel like they should keep some of these cool, neat little things.
But it's all right though. So I'm gonna need a partner. So everyone out there in the community, get a partner. get ready for this, because you may see some like opposing win versus win, Wrath Incarnate versus Wrath Incarnate people, and that'd be a lot of fun to see.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be cool. I also like to really give a shout out to the community, because even like you said, Brandon, like during these times where you can see the player base declining just a bit, waiting for the new expansion, there are still those dedicated players that get into the raid every week, that even Sherpa and help other new players coming, because there are always new players coming in that want to learn the raid, have never been through the raid, or even played like 100 hours and never been through the raid. So we have people in our community that help those through that, even on Xbox and PS4. So shout outs to we have Cliff and Bianca. They've done like 60 raids or 70 raids or something like that on PS4, and they've been helping people out. Make My Way Bro is another leader in the community that's been giving me updates on people that either have been new to the raids, or their specific raiding team has gotten very good to maybe go to Prestige. So I mean, this is all really good news. And I even have like 2 raid groups myself that I run, and it's always fun, always a fun time. Apparently, the Cold Heart is not called the Cold Heart anymore. It's called the Shooty McFreeze Beam, because that's what it's called now. So thanks, Wicked, for that name.
Yeah, that's appropriate.
It's appropriate. I agree. So yeah, I like to just make sure to give the proper call outs to the community. And if you want to, I mean, if you give me news about some awesome event that happened in the community, you might get a shout out here.
Cool. Well, it's always good to hear that kind of Destiny 2, positivity. I like hearing it.
Do you, Rob? Do you?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
But yeah, there's not a whole lot of gaming stuff to talk about, but I do want to make a couple of good little points. Then we'll start talking about what everybody wants to talk about, is all these shows and movies and all that good stuff. But as of today, the WoW Alpha for Battle of Azeroth is live, so I think you can watch streamers play that now if you're interested. I used to be really big into playing alphas and betas for WoW, but recently I'm like, why do I want to do all that work twice? So I don't know. I think I might hold off and just play it naturally when it comes out. Not saying get invited to things like that, but it feels more natural to me to play it once it's released.
Yeah, well, it doesn't carry over, so all that happens is you get to do the content twice.
Right.
And even
especially if you're not
actually
actively reporting bugs and you're just playing it to play it. It's a big waste of time.
So how long is the period between now? Like, really, it's like people watching what they want to play for a very long time, and that's sometimes torture.
Right. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but
I mean, see, it's come sometime in September, so you got what 1, 2, 3, like 4 or 5 months before you might get to play it, because it says on or before September.
I do like to point out though, like the alpha build is constantly changing. I see like every single week of different stuff happening and almost completely changing. I remember in Legion, like so many patch notes came through this one build and another build, and like it completely changed every spec and stuff. So I mean, it's an overview of what's to come, but it's not like anywhere near the obviously
major things won't change, but the small details will.
Small details, but the small details could be very, very, very important to specific players. Yeah,
the small details usually, like you said, specs and how classes play are very important. But things like major like game mechanic, like new mechanics they introduce, a lot of that won't probably change.
So you're going to perspective of not watching it at all until getting into
I
it.
might catch it every now and then, but I mean,
yeah,
it's, it might not last. I mean, I don't know. I might look into it. We'll see.
Now
if they start talking about new races, I might look into some new races.
Right. I'm into like reading the news, and I think I would watch the stream because I really want to see the updated graphics and basically the gameplay that I'm going to get into.
Right, right. But other than that, we have tomorrow would be the Civ 5 expansion release. If you're looking forward to that, like I am. Well, depending on when you're listening to this, it could already be out. But we also have the Shadow of War. The first expansion for Shadow of War came out.
Nice.
Yep. So if you're into that, you get to play as God, I forget her name. Was it Light of Galadriel?
Yeah, I'm gonna butcher this, but it's like Galadriel or something like that.
Yeah, that's
Lady
elf.
Lady elf person.
The elf lady.
There you go.
So
Elf
you get to play as her. You get to play as her because if you've played the game, you know there's not much they can do with the story, so they're doing little side characters for the expansion. And also, I don't know if you guys have heard about this game. It's called Into the Breach. It's by the FTL, the Faster Than Light developers. It's a little indie game, but it's
I'll check that out because I like Faster Than Light quite a bit.
Yeah, Into the Breach is a mech fighting kaiju monsters. It's a turn-based game like that. So if you like Pacific Rim and things like that, this is what this game is.
You locked me in.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
You locked me in already. Just by putting Pacific Rim in there. Yep.
Pacific Rim.
No, I did.
It was at 3 last year, but apparently it's coming out this month. So
just in time for the new Pacific Rim movie that's coming out, right? Yeah.
Good lineup.
Yeah.
Good PR on their spot. So yeah, I think that's all the gaming stuff I have. If you guys don't have anything, we can move to movies.
I mean, I kind of want to touch on Monster Hunter World and how that's been really.
I have not played it, so
I haven't played it, but I've just been hearing good things. Like mostly good things. Yeah, mostly good things about like it's taking the formula of Monster Hunter and making it broad, but not touching what it is. Like it's keeping the player base that it has and also getting new players in, which is what a game wants to do, right? And
it puts me in the mindset of Destiny, like from what I've seen.
So like a grindiness to it. There's always improvements. It's at your own pace, really, and there seems to be like a really positive community out there of hunters that like to help other hunters, and that's what an MMO and RPG really needs is a positive community to help each other out.
I think
it's about killing monsters, and you can't do that being being mean to somebody. You gotta be nice, like, hey, help me kill this big monster.
Right. I think for sure you got to have more cat chefs.
Cat chefs. Oh yeah. What do they call it?
Might be the most amazing looking thing in the game. Like I want to buy it just so I can have some ninja cat chefs prepare some.
Is your companion only a cat? Because I've only seen Co-Carnage play it, and he's always had a cat companion with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're issued a cat when you start.
Okay.
A standard issue cat. Just
standard issue.
Yeah,
standard issue.
But then you can.
This is my cat. There are others like it, but this one is mine.
And those things are great. They have loot. You can upgrade them. You can customize them, of course. But I've been watching a lot of streams too, and the level of monsters and the Dark Souls sort of like strategies you have to do to kill these monsters and capture them is really interesting to me. So I will be getting this for PC.
Yeah. People talk about bullet sponge, but when I'm watching this game, those monsters are definitely sword sponges. Like,
oh yeah, I think it's really tough to call out other games and not Monster Hunter for it. But I mean, if you took a monster down in like 20 seconds, I mean, it
wouldn't feel.
Yeah, it wouldn't feel as as epic.
From what I've seen, you could watch like the same monster fight for like 10 minutes, and it's like Jesus.
Yeah, that can happen. I'm sure it can happen.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's more about like the hunt and finding it and fighting it instead of like going through multiple mobs. It's that one big one. So
I just brought it up because I think you'll see more of this game. I think the game is at itself right now. There's plenty to do, but of course with this game as a service, it's going to just keep adding monsters, keep adding more possible weapons, armor, of course. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's in store, and maybe we get all of those patches day one on PC. I assume, so that'd be really nice.
It should be there.
Yeah. Yeah, excited about it. And we have a little Monster Hunter group in our community that's always talking up a storm. Really, they're always talking about strategies, talking about specific monsters they need help with, and people helping them out. So it's always good to see.
That's great to hear. I love when the community really starts rallying around, games kind of organically.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm hoping
Instead
to
of
see
being
some of
forced.
that happen when Sea of Thieves comes out.
Hopefully, I mean, it looks like it's already got a pretty just from beta.
Yeah,
Looks
I
pretty
mean
popular.
specifically PixelPub.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. Hopefully all you Destiny players out there convert.
Convert. I mean, I think they can take they can do
Light.
both. I think they can do
No,
both.
I don't know if there's room in their hearts for both.
Oh come on, come on. I think
You
there
can't
is.
be a guardian and a pirate.
Can you?
Oh, that is so true. I didn't even think about that. They run contrary to each other.
These guys,
They
these
do.
trolls, these trolls. Don't listen to them. But I think you can do both. I'll be doing both. I think. Yeah.
So, I guess we're about to do something very odd for us. Is we're going to talk probably more about movies and TV shows than we are about games this week.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Before we actually get to talking about stuff, I want to throw out really quick news, and then we'll start in-depth discussions about that one show we've been waiting for. But I hope I don't say this wrong, but Donnie Yen.
Yeah.
For me, I know him from being in Rogue One, who as the guy who always says, "I'm with the Force is with me." He is going to be starring as the lead character in the Sleeping Dogs live-action movie that's coming out.
Sleeping Dogs. Anyone play that one?
I think it's like a Chinatown Grand Theft Auto style game. I own it in Steam, but I've never played it or have looked into it.
Yeah, I think that's about right. So, what kind of story can you gather from that? Is kind of what I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sure there is a storyline to it in there. I mean, if they're working on it, there's got to be something, right?
It's a big name.
I don't think it's going to be an hour and a half of the guy just yanking people out of cars and running people over, that kind of thing. So
That's true. But Donnie Yen, I know through Ip Man. If you don't know what Ip Man series is, anyone?
I've never watched it, but I have heard of it, and I did not realize that till just now.
I highly recommend that that series of 1, 2, and 3, just because of the. I mean, there's some story stuff, but you're really just watching it for the kung fu, because that's just amazing. And Donnie Yen himself does an amazing job in any martial arts film. Doesn't even matter what it is. So, I'll look forward to this. I don't want it to be another action.
I'll probably wait until this is out, reviews are out, to be like, okay, I'll watch it now.
Yeah, is it gonna be a kung fu movie, or is it gonna be another? What's that one movie with Jet Li that tanked so hard?
I think I know what you're talking about.
He was fighting himself in other dimensions and stuff, and it's like
The one?
that's it. That's the one. That's the one.
It was bad.
That was really bad. Yeah, yeah. Or I mean, I don't want any Jackie Chan films that are just what's going on. But Sleeping Dogs, if it has storyline, I think they can pull from it, and then they put Donnie Yen in there, and it'll be good. Hopefully, that's the hope for it.
Something that may shock you, Disney is working on a live-action version of Kim Possible for the big screen. So if you're a 2000s kid, you probably might look forward to that. Interesting show. Interesting concept. It's kind of like a spy show for younger people.
Does
So
she sell insurance? Is she the one that runs on rooftops and sells insurance to you on the Disney Channel?
No. I think her hair is supposed to be red, not pink.
Oh, okay. So that's a different one then.
Yeah. But
it could go for the teenage. Wait, no, that can't be, because Kim Possible generation is
much older now.
Yeah, much older now. So I don't know how that would translate, but okay, it's fine.
Yeah, so we'll see. And apparently, a Jumanji sequel, which would actually be the third movie, is in the works. But I think it's a sequel based on the last movie to come out, the Welcome to the Jungle. So That was pretty good. I don't know if it warranted a sequel, but we'll see.
If it made enough money, it did.
Yeah, this is true. If it made enough money, there's always room for a sequel, and I think it made plenty of money.
So wait, Kevin Hart and The Rock are in it. So I mean,
I don't know if they'll be in a sequel, but they might be.
ah,
But because in this movie, they're not themselves; they're characters that somebody else plays as.
you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
One day in the future, every movie will star Kevin Hart and The
Yes.
Rock.
Yes.
as
yes.
somebody else playing them. And some big news that I think is huge, and I personally love it. And I think Rob's also loves it since he made the note about it. Rob made a note that the Game of Thrones show creators are working on a Star Wars series. They didn't say if it's going to be a movie or if it's going to be a TV show.
It's going to be a movie trilogy.
You think so?
That's been said. They came out with it.
Has it?
Yeah.
Because I know they also said that the movie they're making on a new trilogy with the guy who did the Last Jedi.
Yep. That'll be an addition to this.
Wait.
So that's a
lot of
whole lot of
stuff
Star Wars
going
coming up.
Wait. So you're saying 6 more movies? I'm sorry. What are we saying?
Well,
saying
we don't know that this is part of the episodic Skywalker canon.
They're not. I don't think any of them will. I think 9 will be the last of the Skywalker stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah. So you'll have a Rian Johnson trilogy, and then you'll have I forgot exactly, it's like Deeb Benioff or something like that, and I forgot the other guy's name. I just know him as the Game of Thrones guys.
Okay. Okay.
So maybe we get some mature Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, I hope so. I think Star Wars being done in a more mature manner could be really interesting. Because, I mean, if you consider, like, Sith and Rebel politics and stuff, I mean, it can make for for a very different aspect of a series we all love. So
This has been
I
said
would love to see
a
it.
lot, and I think these guys can do it in Old Republic series.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did say it was probably not going to be set during the quote unquote like current time frame of Star Wars.
Right. But that period of time's pretty dark. So
There was a lot more Jedi and Sith Lords back then.
There's a lot more huts.
a lot of room, and there's a lot of room for them to like build their own story and not worry about what's already established.
Yeah, I mean, what are they going to do from like 5,000 years ago that's going to affect,
Right.
The current? So,
I mean,
yeah, could be really
there's
cool.
Tons of playroom there. And I actually just seen this article. Disney is actually working on a TV show for Star Wars in some capacity somewhere. So lots and lots and lots of Star Wars coming our way.
Let's just hope they
Speaking
can
of-
provide better games for the series that those come out with.
By the time all this stuff is out, we might have our 4th Star Wars game.
It'll be
Right,
another
maybe.
Battlefront. Star Wars Battlefront 4.
Star Wars Battlefront 4, the return of loot boxes again. But speaking of Star Wars, did you guys see the Solo trailer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say we were going to have a lot of Star Wars talk today, so I posted in
Yeah.
chat, hey, get ready for some Star Wars talk.
Yeah, what'd you guys think?
Oh, stylistically, it looks awesome.
It does.
Unfortunately, it's a teaser. It's 30 seconds. You're not
Right.
going to get a whole lot from
Yeah.
it. But
Did you
it
not-
looks like Star Wars.
I think there's like a 1.5 minute one that's out. It came out after the Super Bowl.
Oh, cool.
Have you not seen that?
I'll have to look into it.
I have not seen that one either.
What? Yeah, that one's
Yeah.
got more of the characters. Yeah, it looks really good. It
Mhm.
looks really good.
Yeah, the guy looks the part.
Yeah.
And
And we got
a little bit of backstory of him, obviously going to the Imperial recruiter and just like going there and learn. I guess that's where he learned. I don't know the lore behind Solo. I guess. Do you or is this
I don't think
this
it's
news
like
to
his
me?
early years isn't well established.
Okay,
I
so
personally didn't know that he got his start or tried to start with the Imperial Flight Academy and that kind of stuff.
yeah, I could. That's really cool to see.
Interesting to see.
Yeah, most of the
And,
stuff I think that was out there would have been that expanded universe that's considered really no
Right.
longer around. So
Right.
anything
Usually
people might know
the,
about it, it's probably not there.
The nice, shiny, and clean Millennium Falcon.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and there's some things to even gather from those 30 seconds is how he started, and then there was the Millennium Falcon, which I think they should have the Kessel Run in here
I
because
think
it's
they
very
will.
it's very famous,
Iconic.
and Yeah, iconic. And then, of course, at the very end, you have Chewie and him. So that relationship, how did it begin? Where did it come from? Yeah, that's sort of how did it build up. So I'm really looking forward to those three things.
Man, Lando.
Oh, yeah. Lando.
Donald
Yeah.
Glover.
Yeah.
He looks
Donald
great.
Glover's gonna be
He looks great.
Incredible Lando.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm also looking forward.
So, and you called it. You called it, man. It was
Yeah.
It's last
Congrats
week.
to Brandon. You did say probably gonna happen. And I think you even called out the Cloverfield thing.
Yep, Cloverfield happened too. I did not think it would come out.
That's why you listen. That's why you listen to We Talk Nerd podcast. We got it here.
We called it.
We called it. PogChamps in chat. All right, I want
to talk about Cloverfield in a little bit, but yeah, they had the trailer for it. I think there was a trailer for the new Jurassic Park movie. Gosh, what else was it?
Yeah, that kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know it would be that night, but they've talked about it was coming out.
I thought it might have been a tie ad. I wasn't quite sure.
I don't know if you noticed, but everything's a tie ad.
Everything's a tie ad.
If there's no stains on the clothes, it's a tie ad.
That was probably my favorite series of the night because I love David Harbour. So it was just so funny seeing that. Just like, what kind of is this? You know, they think it's like a Budweiser commercial. Nope. It's a tie ad.
That was definitely the highlight of the night.
It was very effective marketing. Well, no, I'm gonna disagree with you. I think the overall was a much shorter, to the point collaboration between Doritos and some kind of Mountain Dew or something. I forgot.
It's Mountain Dew Ice. I seen that previous to the Super Bowl, so I didn't it didn't shock me when I saw it again.
Did they showed the whole thing prior to the Super Bowl?
I've seen it on
that's
YouTube.
lame.
Yeah.
I don't see many commercials watching Twitch and stuff, and I don't watch a lot of
the future.
TV.
We don't see commercials in the future.
Right. So it was weird seeing that many commercials. Yeah. But that was a good one. I thought I liked it.
Yeah, it's a big night for a lot of movie stuff. But Cloverfield it piqued my curiosity, and then it said coming very soon on the first ad. And then right after the game, it said out now. I'm like, wow, that was soon.
That was soon. Yeah.
So did you watch it?
I did.
Do you want to talk about it?
Have you guys watched it yet?
I have not.
Nope.
Oh well.
I mean, I know of the Cloverfield lore. I have not watched 10 Lane. Was it?
What?
I know.
I personally think that's the best one.
Yeah. But I know of it.
I don't want to spoil a whole lot, but it is a very interesting concept, and it sets up a universe, like a cinematic universe that could have many movies. I would not say it's not your typical. It's not scary. There's not a lot of horror to it. It's more action, like kind of a little bit of suspense, but not like in a horror kind of suspense thing. Kind of like there's a ticking clock somewhere in the back of your head, so you know something's gonna happen if things don't get accomplished. That kind of suspense.
I gotcha.
Yeah, and I don't know how to say this very in a very clean manner, but I guess I can. It messes with your mind. That's not how I would put it if it wasn't in a podcast setting.
Right. Messes.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, it's big mind teaser. There's a lot of thinking involved with this.
That's not really. I mean, the first Cloverfield wasn't really a mind game. It was more of a horror flick than anything.
They are. I would tell you that people are saying that most of these Cloverfield movies are written and made and then retro to fit into they go back and they say, okay, this is going to be a Cloverfield movie now, and let's plop some things in and make it Cloverfield.
That's okay.
Kind of how it works. Yeah.
But it's done well. You're saying.
Movie, yeah. If you watch this movie, you will understand how they can have so many genres fit so well within the Cloverfield universe.
Nice.
Yeah, but the fourth one's already planned. I think someone said it might already be done filmed.
That was Thrust, not just anyone.
Thrust.
Yeah, we got Thrust.
And I learned it's going to be called. The current name is Overlord, and it's going to be set during World War II. And if you watch this movie, you can see why.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll be watching
okay.
it. I may catch it this weekend.
It's
Try to get
short.
caught
It's
up.
only like an hour and a half, or a little over an hour and a half. But yeah, it's really good. I liked it a lot. Some people, I don't think it got very good reviews, but I found it was very entertaining. So yeah, so Cloverfield, thumbs up for me. If I had to rate it, I would rate it a 7.5.
That's good.
That's good.
7.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a quality movie.
7.5. Good quality. I personally would.
Did you
like-
watch Bright?
like
What
it.
was your thing on Bright? I was
He
wondering.
gave Bright
Right.
an 8 out of 10.
Did I give 8? Yeah. I think I
Okay,
did.
so
I-
around that. Okay. I watched
Yeah,
Bright. I
I-
watched Bright and I actually enjoyed it. So
Yeah, I would say it's really close to how much I like Bright. I think I like Bright more because I'm kind of thinking of what's to come. They have like such a broad area to go.
mhm.
But yeah, but yeah, it's in there. It's really, I think it's very entertaining. So it's not a masterpiece by far. I do think that 10 Cloverfield Lane is still better, but this one's good too.
Yeah. Well, you say you like Bright, but what
I do
say
like
you to Altered Carbon?
Yes.
I am. I think we talked about this a little bit before we started. I'm only a couple episodes in, but I like it a lot.
All right, get ready for spoilers. Here we go.
But I wanted to say precursor. I did not know anything about this show besides people talking in the We Talk Nerd podcast channel, talking about, hey, you guys got to watch this when it comes out. I did not know what the story was going to be about until I hit play. So
and you were surprised, I assume.
I was. I knew it was going to be what is it, cyberpunky.
Yeah.
I knew it was kind of be like Blade Runner in the sense of like that kind of world. But other than that, I didn't know what the story was revolve around. Is it a book or is it like an anime or
It's
something?
based off a book. There was a book called Altered Carbon, came out in 2002. So it takes primarily from there.
Okay.
So what did you think of it? And like, if you have to give it like kind of a general like positive feelings, negative feelings, what was your?
I
what was your
definitely
overall?
have positive. Like I finished an episode, and I'm like, well, I want to see what happens next.
Cool. So as someone who's not necessarily a cyberpunk fan, you found something to like about it.
Well, I don't know if you couldn't call me a cyberpunk fan because I really like Blade Runner a lot.
Oh well, there you go. Maybe I'm
Yeah,
saying the wrong things now.
but you know, like I don't keep up with things like that. I'm not top end trying to keep up with all the new and latest and greatest things. But yeah, I think it's very entertaining. Just like if you just want to watch a entertaining show that has a lot of good story and some action. Not a whole lot. I haven't seen a whole lot of action so far.
Yeah. Well, you're still early on in there.
Very still
so.
earlier on, yeah.
So again, we won't spoil it for you, but
watcher be warned, it is very mature.
yeah,
And
I think
there's
a
lot of nudity.
maybe that's where we should go say right now is
Yeah.
there are some things for people
And gore,
that-
lots of gore.
Yeah, definitely gore. As he mentioned, there is sex, there is nudity, mostly man ass, but
Lots of man ass in the first episode.
Drug
whole
use.
lot.
Drug use.
I think it's in the first scene. So
Yeah.
drug use
Yeah, in the
and
very first
violence.
scene.
Yeah. So it is very
Definitely
mature.
violent. Yeah, and the drug
Yeah.
use is that weird drug use where they shoot in their eyes or something.
it's
Mhm.
really weird. It's like eye drops. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
let's
like
talk
burns
about
their
it.
eyes or something.
what
Really?
do you guys think?
So, Andrew, do you want to take it, or do you want me to get started?
I wanted you guys started because you watched the
Okay.
most, and because I think I'm only 4 episodes in, and Brandon, you said you were only like
Yeah.
what 2,
4
3?
episodes in.
Yeah, 4. I'm
Yeah.
same way. So I think you
We're
should be.
probably in the same area.
Yeah, you should be doing most of the talking here.
Yeah. So we should say that this is kind of a review in progress.
Was this something you were looking forward to? Like, was you
Yeah.
keeping up with this before release?
Yeah, as soon as I saw the preview for it, I was pretty hype, and I brought it up in the We Talk Nerd podcast channel. You should definitely go there and stay logged in all the time and interact with us. But we were sharing trailers back and forth and kind of news stories and reviews and everything as it comes out. And yeah, I was really pumped about it because for longtime listeners might have heard that I was really excited about Bright, and felt a little bit let down that Bright maybe wasn't as cyberpunk as I was hoping for. You know, it had kind of half of what I wanted.
I wasn't like I was expecting Bright to be more modern, which I think it was, and I don't know. I think you just have to think. I think you're like I did not expect Bright to be cyberpunky, and it definitely wasn't. So
yeah, I think it was the kind of dark dystopian type of future looking thing, and ended up being just pretty much modern day LA. So yeah, so with that said, you know, in Altered Carbon, I think the I'm gonna go ahead and put my knocks on it first, and then get a little bit more into what I really like about it. So I would say that if you were to take the pieces and put them all together, it lacks a lot of originality for those pieces, meaning, you know, like resistance to, you know, this kind of upper echelon of wage earners, you know, in the world, and they live in these ivory towers, and you know they're the evil people. That's been done before.
It's always been a
yeah,
cornerstone for life in general, and you know, even in real life.
Yeah, there's a thing in TV called tropes, and tropes are kind of shorthand. So if I wanted you to understand something, I might dress a character all in black and give him a black hat, and you would think, oh, he's probably a bad guy. And it's similar in the way that the way that this show uses some of those things is it says, all right, we've got, you know, some ninjas, or we've got some, you know, heavily armored people, and you're supposed to make some inferences about who they are and what they mean, you know, just based upon their appearance. Now, with that said, it's still a lot of fun, even if it doesn't have maybe a ton of originality or really original concept. I think the bringing together of all the different pieces is really done very well. So what would you say to that, Andrew?
Yeah, so the pieces of the world that they built, right? The universe that they have.
It's a very large universe to, you know, get together in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, but the universe is also like almost a mystery at the beginning, because you're only introduced to Earth, whereas you start get introduced to the other stuff. Well, without spoilers, right? We're doing spoiler free.
I have lots of questions. I kind of want to ask you guys after the podcast. Cause
Are we doing spoiler free? Yeah, we're trying to.
Let's do spoiler free. Maybe next week we could maybe get a little bit more into things if there's some follow up discussions once everyone's done with watching the episodes. Yeah,
but I guess I can generally say, like, there is more, like you said in the beginning, is there's more to watch for. Like, there's more to learn from the universe, which is, you know, really cool. I really do like the action sequences, right?
Oh, they are incredible.
They're very well choreographed and put together.
The ones that are there are very nice.
Yes, and they don't hold back on the graphics and the acting as well. They're all very well put together. Everything's well put together. There's no like flaws that I see in either acting or the editing or anything like that. So it's really well put together. That's for sure. There is, of course, in my case, there's just too much sex and nudity. There's just too much of that. I personally skipped all of that stuff, and I found that I still enjoyed the story, and the sci-fi-ish. But that's just my take on it. And then, of course, there's just that. There's always like a thought-provoking stuff that I saw a lot, and me and Rob were kind of talking back and forth when we were watching it live about, you know, this specific point in time, this specific sentence means something. And there's a lot of thought-provoking things in there, which is also very cool in the show, because that's what you want, right? You want to talk to others about it, what they think about it, and maybe think about yourself and be like, oh, that's interesting in the future world.
Yeah, it was a fun way to watch the show, because you and I we kind of live tweeted each other watching the first 4 episodes. At first, I thought it was just going to be the first episode. It turned into the first 4. So
yeah,
you could tell we had a good time watching it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was entertaining. I'm actually on episode 8, so I'm almost done with the series. It keeps getting better. I think you're gonna probably notice some things about how the different storylines and different time frames might feel a little bit different. They don't really feel like a connected universe necessarily. Which is kind of a knock on it, but what's there, like each individual part, is really cool. I think I enjoy some of the kind of nods to like brevity, meaning like some things are kind of funny in like an ironic way. There's a part where our main character's walking around with a pink unicorn backpack.
Yeah,
While
yeah.
he's also strapped with guns.
In a very serious situation. Like he takes
With,
that in there.
With tons of drugs inside, of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Unless he used all of them already. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I've only seen him like do it twice, and then he just carries the backpack around.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. So I think Andrew really summed up best. He, we kind of wrote some notes down here and everything, but when he says, the show really asks, what does it mean to be human? I think that's pretty important and the main context of the show. So if you're looking for something that's better than your average, I believe this has it in spades. I think this is, going to be a very strong show. I would hold off on giving a review, like a rating, until I finish the first season, but I'm liking what I see so far. Definitely some issues, as there, tends to be with these types of shows, but it's way better than anything you'll see on like Sci-Fi or, well, I shouldn't say that.
Oh, definitely.
But it's better than
quality.
the majority of what you see.
Well, it's up there with, you can compare it to HBO quality of show.
But you could also compare it to, and this is what I like, the Punisher. I watched the Punisher recently. I think there's more action in the Punisher because he's the Punisher, but really it's like the formula's there about like new relationships are there. There's a lot of drama involved with either the relationships or the storyline that's involved. Like there is all of that, and the sci-fi elements of this show really stand out. Like that's what makes this show, right? Out of any show out there on Netflix or whatever, the sci-fi elements is what brings it above tier. Like it's a top tier.
Main character has wall hacks.
Yeah. He's got wall hacks, boo. Yeah, oh man, I was just looking at that. It's like, oh man, that's like Deus Ex, like playing Deus Ex and stuff. I'm like, oh wow, that's awesome. Like that sort of thing.
If you are a Deus Ex fan, you will find a lot to like here.
Yes.
I think if you're like a Blade Runner fan, you'll find a lot to like. It has a very similar, like in terms of how much action and how much like character interaction there is. It falls right in line, I think, with Blade Runner.
So really,
I agree.
Yeah, so really, all of us are going to watch more. We already we're all going to watch it. And you're saying the season 1, so you're saying there's more seasons.
Yeah, the season 2 I think is already confirmed.
It's already confirmed.
Being worked on.
Gotcha. So that's good.
Yeah, it's really popular on Netflix right now. So it launched to some very good. I would say it launched a lot of fanfare. I wouldn't say it's Stranger Things hype, but probably just right below.
It doesn't appeal to as wide of an audience, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree, especially with the mature themes.
It is very mature.
Well, no, that has to be it, because obviously Stranger Things is rated less so, and with kids and everything.
Even with Blade Runner, I think a lot of the cyberpunks has always been a little on the mature side.
Yeah, usually they'll be a little more liberal with with what they show.
Like I
think it's a trump of the a good troop or trump of the cyberpunk genre.
No, like there's like, for instance, let's just put it this way: one of my favorite sci-fi films of all time is The Fifth Element, and that did not have any graphic sex or anything like that, and they did it well, like all of that. In which, of course, now, if they transition to this, did they really need any of that stuff? That's another topic in general. But I can say that if they could have done Fifth Element route, tasteful.
Yeah, they could have.
And then
I think this is meant to compete with with their Westworlds and your Game of Thrones, which does have that kind of thing.
Right.
I think Netflix is saying, hey, we can be that mature show that has the the kind of the fantasy elements. So I think hopefully they bring out something more to your liking that you can enjoy, like with your family and everything. But
I wouldn't watch this with my family.
No. But maybe they'll bring out something more like you're thinking. Hopefully,
yeah.
Set in a cyberpunk type of universe. I'd love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it works well because it kind of shows how this world has evolved, and because it's the future, how the world kind of evolves in this universe of how they
portray
sexuality and stuff is portrayed. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I always think stuff like that a little adds. I mean, sometimes it's unnecessary, and I think there is, like on the second or third episode where it's kind of unnecessary. And I think you both know what I'm talking about, but it's like right at the very end.
Yeah,
Don't worry, I skipped it. But either way, in general, like I will watch more. I skim through it just to make sure I know the spots that I'm just gonna skip. But in general, like the sci-fi is what's bringing me back. So, I'm looking forward to a review, Rob, because you're gonna finish it before we are.
Yeah, but I hope you guys finish it as well, so we can all talk about it next week.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
10 total.
10 total.
Yep.
So I'll be done in 6 days or another weekend because I watch one during lunch at work, which is kind of I'm in a car and stuff. So.
I'm at work.
Weird. Anyway.
Yeah, be careful. People like looking over your shoulder.
Obviously, I'm
watching
in my car. I'm alone. Yeah, I'm just chilling out, watching Netflix in my car. Nothing being weird.
Rob,
it's like,
what's... So we got video game 20 questions. What? No, in general, do you want to sum up Altered Carbon right now, or is that we good to go? We're good to go, right?
I think we've talked about it enough.
I think we're
especially
definitely probably
going
to keep talking about it some more.
Yeah,
I know I probably will when I get closer to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But I think Rob wants to do some more comic talk.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know if Rob was going to talk about this, but I just seen that Marvel is just announced or put a teaser out. They're doing a podcast series based on their comic book series. And the first one they're doing is about a murder, and it's the investigation on a murder that Wolverine or Logan is the prime suspect of. So
Logan, like which arc?
I was gonna say he's killed so many people.
Yeah.
Like, which murder is it?
Which murder is it?
Which murder are we talking about?
Pretty much anything will stick to him because he's killed so many people.
So yeah, we might see a lot of the comic book world taking on going into the audio scape.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Competing with us.
Oh no.
Da-ba-ba.
We can take
I hope it's good, and I'll certainly listen to it if it's a quality podcast. There's other podcasts I've listened to that were on behalf of the company and weren't necessarily very good. So I'll reserve judgment. Sometimes it's really good, and sometimes they put out things that are
crap.
Yeah, for lack of better words. I'm looking at you, D&D podcast.
Oh
yeah.
Wow, wow, wow.
But luckily, there's a lot of other podcasts around it that are very good that talk about D&D.
Did you read a new comic series from?
I did read a comic series. I did not read a new one. I think, as I mentioned, my goal was to start reading a short series, maybe like a trade of a particular book that looked interesting that I maybe hadn't read and wanted to talk about. So I was digging around through the Unlimited Comixology stack of comic books, and I came across one that had just such a ridiculous name I had to look at it. It's Captain Victory and the Galactic Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
So stop me if you've already read through this and you already know all the storyline.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. But the premise is that, well, let's talk a little bit about the history of this. So this is actually a series that's been around for a number of years. Not surprising because of the very retro name. It was created by Jack Kirby, who I think you guys may be familiar with. He helped create a lot of those original characters with Stan Lee back in the original Marvel days.
Okay.
Like he was the original artist on like Avengers and Fantastic Four and everything else. So he was really, he was a big part of those original creations. Nice. And he was not just with Marvel, but also with DC and did a lot of things through that. But really where he really shined is he used to like making really crazy space opera comics. Things that were just really out there in terms of like crazy aliens, and you might not like have any, humans at all in any of these stories.
Okay, another crazy space opera, Star Wars.
Yeah, so they've pretty much. So Captain Victory is actually a person or humanoid at least, and the Galactic Rangers are a subset of various aliens that kind of work alongside him. having adventures throughout the galaxy. So they released the new series in 2014 through Dynamite Comics, and it's a kind of a modern take on the old series. Now, the old series is really cool, but those old retro ones I have a lot of difficulty reading because typically it's like a wall of text and the art's really dated looking and the colors are kind of bad. So I didn't look too much into that one. But this new one has some really sharp art, really nice looking space vistas. And the way that I would describe it is a cross between Guardians of the Galaxy and Kick-Ass. So
Okay.
So if you're familiar with those two properties, that might give you some context about how this new series is.
So even more bad one-liners and jokes, and yet
there's some bad one-liners. There's some funny ones. It's well written. It's well written by the writer is Joe Casey. He's had a number of other books he's written on, including a number of Marvel series. But really, the real draw here is if you think you might be interested in a Guardians of the Galaxy type comic that's maybe a little bit more mature, then this is really where you should maybe consider taking a look.
Gotcha.
There's tons of space combat, a lot of vehicle to vehicle combat. There's a lot of crazy alien races, as I mentioned. They're all sorts of wacky looking people that are having very serious talks with other crazy looking aliens. So it can be kind of entertaining in that way.
Nice.
And underneath it all, the writer has decided to kind of take it on himself to introduce we'll just call it I forgot how Brandon described it, but playing with your mind.
Right.
Messing with your
mind.
Yeah, messing with your mind.
Wink, 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 nudge, nudge.
Exactly. So there's this whole storyline about cloning and immortality that they have these storylines kind of running through the series. So I've read the first 6 episodes or 6 issues, and they are free to read if you have Comixology Unlimited. So if you already have that, I recommend checking it out. See what you think. I found it to be really fun and kind of out there, and kind of fun in that 60s kind of vibe, because you really don't see these crazy Guardians of the Galaxy type of things outside of Guardians of the Galaxy. So
yeah, you're right.
It was cool to read, and an overall rating would be a 7 out of 10.
Cool, nice. And like you said, like wacky adventures. Are you saying like in between every issue, there's like another adventure that's just a whole other storyline and somewhere else, that sort of thing? That's cool.
Yeah, the primary one is an origin story for the titular character, Captain Victory, and kind of where all the where he got his other Rangers from.
Right.
I would, there's a good number of issues out for it. So if you have the unlimited, you got you can read it all for free.
Would you describe Captain Victory as like a Star-Lord, or how would you describe him as a character?
Yeah, I would describe him as a insane Star-Lord.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like if Deadpool led the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, probably not as crazy as Deadpool, but very much the he's I'll give a quick spoiler, and it does come up in the series, so you'll see it. But he has been blown to pieces over and over again, and has been reconstructed through cloning and kind of immortality. So, and every time he comes back, he's not all there. So right. As this has progressed, he's become less and less of who he is.
Cool. I mean,
so yeah, it's an interesting series. Something cool to check out. And like I said, if you have the Comixology Unlimited, it's a fun read.
I love these comic reviews. Mainly because like I don't know how many times every week I hear a podcast, or every week I hear somebody saying, quote, "I am getting back into comics." Like it's just something that's happening now. So it's really cool to see like there's services there. There are, that this is where origin stories come from for new movies and or cool ideas that I'm sure writers are looking into, Yeah.
Well, they just announced the deal, and so last week when we talked about it, I was not a Comixology Unlimited member, In fact, I gave the wrong price that I thought it was. I thought it was $10 a month. It's only $6 a month.
Oh wow!
And actually, beyond that, you get 15% off of anything else that you purchase. So, I think I should put it out there that I get no
Yeah, we're not sponsored by that or anything. Yeah.
But mainly, if you have a service that you love, then you advocate for it. So,
But we'd like
I'm
to
really
be.
enjoying it.
We'd like
So,
to
if
be.
you're lis-
There we
if
go.
you're listening,
There's our
Yeah, if you're
plug.
listening, Comixology.
we'd love to promote your stuff.
Yeah.
We have a very large audience. We could
You
reach
hear that, Activision? I don't know what to say. I don't know.
Bungie.
Bungie. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Good plugs.
You guys ready for 20 questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
If you got a game for us, man.
I got one. Let's go.
Okay. All right. You can start out, Rob.
Okay.
Chat, we looking out for you too.
Yes. Chat thinks it's Stanley or Poggers.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe that's an old comment.
I think it's an old comment.
Yeah. All right. So let's try to narrow this down then, as we do. Was it released after the year 2000?
Yes.
Okay. Was it released after the year 2010?
No.
Okay. Looking
Okay.
at maybe Xbox 360 era
Well, we got Xbox in there.
as
The
well. Yeah.
aughts.
Right. If you wanted to
got
go by
PS2.
platform or even more by time, you can do 2005 just to get the middle range.
We
But I'm
could
not
save
sure
a
how.
lot of time if we just guessed it as Conflict Desert Storm again.
Oh yeah. Is that it? No.
That's not it.
It's still gonna
And
come
we didn't-
back. It's still gonna come. Jared's not even here to defend himself. Okay. Oh man. You got the question, Rob?
Yeah. Well, I'm looking to chat for some information. All they're doing is telling me they've got old comments.
Yeah.
So
Come on, chat. We got.
I didn't really think it was a Stanley game called Poggers.
No.
So
John?
let's narrow
John?
it down even further. Let's do it. Let's do the years again. So let's try to break up the maybe like say, was it released after 2005?
No.
Okay. Well, so
Okay.
now we're talking early. PS2, Xbox, Dreamcast.
Like
So, yeah, let's go
2000s?
genres.
Or was that 2000? Honestly,
2000, 2005.
this is crazy because even since N64 released stuff after 2000, if you can believe that.
Bum, bum, bum.
I believe you, Andrew.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Chat wanted to ask, is this an RPG?
All right. Is this an RPG?
No.
wait. You read the question. You didn't even know. Okay, so it's not.
I'll say
It's
no.
not an RPG.
We're being suckered into wasting our questions.
Oh, I see. He's good. He's good at this.
Yeah, he's pro. He is pro.
We don't want to get stuck in the genre because we got stuck in the genre loop and that was pretty bad. So maybe
Yeah, let's get platform.
Yeah.
Is this a PS2 release?
No.
do I want to even? Is this a Nintendo platform? Was this
Yeah.
was this released on a Nintendo platform?
Yes. Yes.
So we're talking GameCube, N64, even Wii. I believe.
No, 2000. No,
2005? No.
No,
I
the
think
Wii
no.
came out in like 2008.
So just those two, and maybe a handheld, maybe I'm not sure if he would give us a DS question, or whatever. I'm not sure what was back then.
Well, let's find out. So this was on it. So let's say, was this exclusive to the Nintendo platform?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe do you want to establish which one it was?
I can either buy that or maybe even go. Was this like I can go publisher? Like it would narrow it down a lot if I said was this published by Nintendo?
Yes.
See that's gonna narrow down a lot right there.
Yeah.
So we're talking those two platforms published by Nintendo in that time frame. What how many questions we have to?
Oh, we're
you're
so
at
early.
8.
We're 8. Yeah, we can do genres now, I think.
Well,
knowing
let's
that.
determine the platform. Let's find out. if
Sure,
this is
sure.
like-
I mean, you can do
So-
either one.
was this on the GameCube?
No.
Okay.
So really it can only be the N64?
And 64 or potentially, like
What
handheld.
other? Yeah, or handheld, yeah. I don't know it.
So, well, let's narrow it down. Let's do N64. I think would be smart, right?
Sure. What was this released on N64?
No.
Oh
So
no!
it has
He's getting us for the
so
handheld.
it has to be a handheld. Oh man. What? Okay, what were the handhelds back when?
Uh, Game Boy Advance.
Was it Advance and was it DS then? No, DS
I
wasn't
think
then.
I think it's Advance and then DS.
So DS
In
was
that time
released
frame.
by that time frame. Okay.
DS might have like just been coming out in like 2005, 2006. So I think it's probably going to be Game Boy Advance.
A Game Boy Advance game.
That's my guess.
Okay. Published by
Virtual
Nintendo.
Boy. Could be Virtual Boy.
Okay, we can go either by. Do you, it's non RPG. It's non RPG. Did this have multiplayer in it? I'm just kind of curious now. Oh, yeah. Well, handhelds don't have multiplayer, right?
Pokemon. I mean, it all depends on what you mean by like multiplayer.
This had to be
Like, there's
really.
like trading and stuff.
No,
So
that'd
you
be a
could
wasted
say-
question, though.
I
That'd be a
agree
wasted
with you.
question. Yeah.
I do.
Sorry,
agree it's a
sorry.
wasted
Yeah,
question.
yeah. No. Come on, chat. We believe. We believe.
Come on, chat. We're looking for some handhelds.
Handheld, a Game Boy Advance mainly. Maybe we can ask about the main character. What do you think?
Yeah. I only know. I mean, I am lacking for knowledge on the
Oh,
Game
yeah.
Boy Advance. So this
Same.
is gonna be your wheelhouse.
I'm gonna try. Yeah.
Yeah. The only. I mean,
All I can really think of is Pokemon. I only played the Pokemon stuff and maybe Zelda: A Link to the Past. Like that's about it. And that was a remake of an already existing game. So that's the
Yeah.
only two games I really played on the Game Boy Advance.
well, I'm familiar with Advance Wars,
You're right. You're right. That is a really great game.
but I don't know if that's enough.
It's not RPG, of course. I mean, you can go by genre. You can
Let's try to find out genre.
Okay. I mean, is it a strategy game?
No,
Is it a platformer?
no.
So what other popular games were released then?
Well, we don't know that it was popular. This might be.
I
Conflict
mean, it's
Desert
no.
Storm
I
on
mean,
the-
it's published by Nintendo.
Oh, you got it. It was Conflict Desert Storm released on the
The Game Boy Advance. Oh my
Game Boy
goodness.
Advance.
It's even more bad graphics. Okay, so it's really it's published by Nintendo, so it can't be that bad, really.
I thought they published everything on their consoles, but maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe? No, they had third-party stuff on that stuff. I don't know.
Should we find out if it was developed by Nintendo?
No, I don't think that won't help me.
So
Determine
would this be like a Metroidvania type of game?
Are you asking did Nintendo also develop it?
No,
No,
we're asking if it's a
it's-
Metroidvania.
Oh, no.
No,
Okay.
Question. No, it's not.
So it's not an RPG. It's not like the
not-
side scroller, questing
well, okay,
game.
I see what you're saying now. No, not really.
Okay.
And if you're saying, does it act like Castlevania when you go from left to like you go move from left to right like side scroller? No, it's not.
Well, with the Metroidvania, you're looking at exploration and exploration, moving left, right, up and down, but pretty much on a 2D plane. So
Well, I mean, all games back then. It's hard because.
that's okay. It would be. I think if it was definitely one of those type of games, you would say, yeah, it's that.
I won't.
Like, is it like basically that question was, is it like Super Metroid? And if the answer is no, then we move on.
yeah, just give us at least that.
Oh, hang on. I don't remember Super Metroid. Let me look at this.
It's basically what Rob described is the even what you described as Castlevania. Is it
Okay,
like that?
No, it is. It's not like that.
It's-
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
It's not a side scroller where you go from one frame to the next frame.
Okay.
Huh.
Ooh, could it be like
So
a
we're-
sports game? Any sports out there?
Sports like popular published Nintendo sports games. I don't know any of those, man. Wow.
But, I mean, we asked if it was a platformer. It's not a platformer.
Yes, it's not a platform. It's not
Not
an
a
RPG.
Metroidvania, which would be kind of close. It's not an RPG.
There were shooters. There were like top-down shooters.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, like kind of like R-Type or something like that.
Yeah, there were plenty of those. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Was it? Well, how would you rate? Is it called a top-down shooter? Is that what it's called?
you can call it a shmup.
A
Like
shmup.
shoot 'em up.
Yeah, was it a shmup?
I'll go ahead and count that as a question. No, it is not a top-down shooter.
Okay.
Okay. Then really the
so-
only thing I can think of is like puzzle games or popular puzzle games.
We're at 15, by the way.
Wow,
Ooh,
we're destroying it.
yeah, but what puzzle? Oh, you know what? There could be some. Yeah, puzzle games might be it. Because think about it. You got a like Super Puzzle Fighter. Although I think that was on PS2 as well.
That was on. I love that game. That was a great game.
Well, let's
Tetris, a
ask.
lot of Tetrises. Yeah.
So, is it a puzzle game?
The genre is not a puzzle game, but I will say that there are probably puzzles in this game.
Yo.
Is it
What?
Zelda?
Yeah, like all I can think of is Link to the Past, Zelda, which was a remake. Which
No, there was like, wasn't there?
Was there another
I
one?
don't
Was
know.
there two swords, 4 swords? That was a DS game, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was because you could pair up with other people. But I want to say there was like not Skyward Sword, but maybe the one before that.
We can think of, because since it's a single player.
Oh, the Minish Cap. Remember the Minish Cap?
Well, I can think about this though. Like, if all of those, if it's none of those, it's really probably an action adventure game.
Right.
And then at that point, really the only published ones I can think of is like Zelda series or Mario.
Right.
But that Mario's would be considered a platformer, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Would you consider that a platform? Yeah, I guess you would consider that a platformer, right? So
I would say Mario. It depends on the Mario game, but yeah, if it's
you would say that,
traditional.
right? It's not an RPG. Paper Mario is an RPG, so it's not an RPG. Not a puzzle game, not a strategy game, not a shmup, not a Metroidvania. That doesn't leave too many like pictures in my head of what video game type this could be. You know? Other
Well,
than
let's just ask if it's in the franchise.
I mean, you guys have already said the genre, but you never asked if that's what it was.
well, we don't even know like we don't have to go to the genre now. We have to like mainly focus on is it like story based, maybe if is this an ongoing series?
Yes.
So it's a series that they've done already and still is doing.
You're on your last 3, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, so it has to be a very popular like game.
Outside of Zelda, you've got me. So, and the only one I can think of, I think, was Minish Cap.
I don't know what that game is. I don't know.
But no, it was Legend of Zelda Minish Cap.
Oh,
it was,
Minish Cap. Okay.
Yeah. But that's the only one I could think of. So, maybe we ask if it was a Zelda series, and then that leaves us 2.
Right.
If we're wrong. So,
go for it.
Is it part of the Zelda franchise?
It is.
Okay. Is it Zelda the Minish Cap?
It is not. You have one question
Oh
left.
my goodness. It's a Zelda game, guys. Please just Google it for us.
No. We do this legally.
Okay, so I've only played Link to the Past. So it's definitely not Link to the Past because this was an original game for
This is not a remake.
Yeah, so he already gave me that, so that's good. I don't know any other Zelda games that came out for Advance.
Maybe it is that Four Swords thing.
No, Four Swords was that. Maybe it was because I don't know. I don't remember the DS. I don't remember.
I don't know if it was on DS or not.
Was it called Legend of the Four? I don't know. I don't even know the name of it.
I think if we get close enough with the title, we should.
We might as well just guess it. Is it the Zelda Four Swords thing?
It is not. I'm sorry.
I don't know, man.
You
Just
guys
give
are
us
so
what
close.
it is. What it do?
I picked The Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Ages, which is on the Game Boy Color, and it came out in 2001.
The game. I played that game. I played that
good game.
and I.
Why didn't you say it?
Because I don't remember. There's no way I remember that name because it was.
I counted on you. I counted on you.
First
I
of all,
trusted you.
First of all, you said Game Boy Advance, and I was thrown off by that. I didn't know
It's
Game
Hey,
Boy
close
you guys
enough.
Color.
got
It's close
stuck.
enough.
You guys got stuck on Advance, and y'all didn't even think about Color.
I didn't even think about
Well,
Color. Yeah, that right there. Like that's nuts
I was
right
probably naming games that weren't even on the Game Boy Advance. So I was not limited in any way other than how I arrived.
there. That was a great game, honestly, but it's one of those. That's a hard one, man.
It is.
That was a hard one.
I think it's one of the only Zelda games not actually developed by Nintendo. It was developed by Capcom.
We would have been lost on that too if we guessed like was it developed by Nintendo? We'd be like, I don't know who else developed it. So yeah.
But yeah, those games are really fun. They came in there were seasons and ages, and they had very similar storylines. And if you played both, and like I think you could do like a game link or something, and like it unlocked more stuff in both stories. So it's really cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm looking up some of the graphics for it. I'll tell you what, I remember the name. I did not ever play this. I didn't have a handheld at the time.
So
and I was doing
more favorite
primarily
Zelda
PC.
Games.
No, it was a great game.
Cool. Look at the map right now.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
Yeah. I played maybe 2 games, which was Pokemon and then that game. Maybe Tetris on that game. That's about it. But okay, that's a good choice, man. You're really making us think.
It was kind of
really
easy.
making us
I
think.
thought it was kind of easy.
Kind of easy. Wow. I don't. First of all, you have to ask the audience. It's like, who played that game other than like me and you? Like a lot of people probably didn't play that Zelda series.
I'm sure it got played.
I thought that one was a really popular one.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was just out of my time frame because I was playing on PC or. I mean, you said 2001, so I had an Xbox and a PlayStation 2, so that's what I was on.
I've always played a very wide array of games, and handhelds have always held a special place in my heart.
So whenever Brandon gets on, I'm gonna expect like a hard game. So I'm just gonna like really study up beforehand.
Remember all the games ever released before you get
I was like, we haven't done a handheld game yet, so I'm gonna do a handheld game.
Why couldn't it have been a Switch game? Why couldn't it have been Breath of the Wild?
Good call.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Good discussion. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to go ahead and end this thing out. So, Andrew?
PixelPubGaming.com is a place to be. We actually want to use. I'm going to try to use the Twitter and Facebook more as well. So we would appreciate if you hit that follow on Twitter. Make sure to give us a like on Facebook, of course. And we're working on actually getting a subreddit going. So that'd be fun. Get the forum posts going and get the community just more involved. Maybe even post subjects for the We Talk Nerd podcast there. That'd be nice.
There you go.
So we're really working to that. It's we all have daytime jobs, and I have family, and I know Rob has family too, and I know you have definitely other obligations too, Brandon. So really, we're busy. So we're trying to push that as much as possible. We'll see. We'll update you guys in the Discord and via Twitter as well. So look out for that. But PixelPubGaming.com has a lot of stuff in there. It has news and blog posts about the We Talk Nerd podcast, and of course you can listen on the front page of recent podcasts. There's a lot of stuff involved with Wrath Incarnate, our Destiny clan, and that we want to make sure to plug the Bad Bomb Pajamas because we're going to be on 2 servers, Bleeding Hollow and Sargeras. And yeah, need more players in there. I know it's probably thin right now. Everyone's probably looking for a raiding guild, but really, if you're looking for community, a gaming community, not just a WoW guild, we can provide that. We got a really awesome community here, and we welcome you in. And we have a lot of veterans too that'll help you out. So we talk nerd. PixelPubGaming.com.
Rob?
Yeah. So in addition to the the Twitter and the Facebook, please support us in those ventures if you could. I was also going to mention, we'd love to hear feedback about the show, what you guys think of the podcast. So, hop in the Discord, go to the We Talk Nerd channel, let us know what you like or didn't like about the show, and hey, if you really like it, maybe throw us a review on iTunes or give us a like on SoundCloud. Anything that you can do to help bring some awareness to the show can help keep it going.
Definitely motivates us to do more stuff like this for the community, because really it's fun. It's definitely fun for us, but it's even more fun if you guys get involved, and we want more of that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the interaction with the community, so keep it up, guys. This is a lot of fun.
I'm Abob, AEPOP, and what can I say that these guys haven't already said? They've pretty much brought it all up today. I'm kind of proud of them for that. But go check out the Discord. Hit us up, add us, give us some topics to talk about. Get on Twitter, follow the PixelPub Twitter, and all that good stuff. And yeah, if you're in the community and you play WoW, there's no reason you shouldn't be in one of these two guilds already. So
For real.
I mean, of course, unless you're on the server. But other than that, right now it's more laid back. Since Jared's not here, I'll talk a little bit about it. We're planning. You know, there will be a progression raid guild once the expansion is out, and there also will be a casual raid team. So you know that we're trying to encompass every aspect of what the player base wants out of WoW, and you can find that here with us in our community, from hardcore to casual to PvP to, you know, maybe just, I don't know, maybe role play. Maybe we'll even have a little role play thing. I don't know. If there's interest in it, we'll address it.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're just a gaming community, because I mean, all WoW players are gamers anyway. I'm sure you have other interests in other games, and we have plenty of gamers. So
yeah, unless you're a certain somebody I know who only plays WoW all the time. But
Andrew.
wait, what?
But yeah, so just check us out. Hit us up on the Discord and all that good stuff. Share, you know, like Rob said, please leave a rating if you listen on iTunes or on SoundCloud. Leave us a like or share. Even share us. I don't care. I don't care if you get on Facebook and post a link to us. That's fine.
That's awesome.
You know?
Yeah, that would be appreciated even.
Yeah, love that. So just, you know, spread the word. But other than that, we'll see you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.